Greater Tokyo is the world's biggest metropolis, housing 35 million people and stretching for miles in every direction. Each year, about 1.5 metres of rain falls on this city, and as the climate changes, there are more and more episodes of torrential downpours. Harnessing it and preventing the city from major flood damage is a huge task. I'm Rachel Mealy underneath the metropolis of Tokyo, learning about how this city is fortifying itself against excessive flooding. Tokyo is built on a floodplain and is interlaced by more than 100 rivers. Over time, business and residential neighbourhoods have sprung up around the rivers, using every inch of available space. This means that when it rains, there's nowhere for the excess water to go. The city's urban planners have come up with an ingenious solution, an underground river system. So here we are in Saitama Prefecture, which is about an hour's drive from central Tokyo. We're here to meet Professor Akira Kawamura. He's from the Tokyo Metropolitan University. Hi, Professor.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Hi, welcome to this facility.
Thank you. It looks like very ordinary surroundings, but what we're standing on top of at the moment is one of the most extraordinary pieces of infrastructure in the world.
Yes, underground river facility.
Let's go and take a look. This is the way in? Wow, the scale of this is just amazing. What is it and where are we?
This is a stormwater drainage tank to store the water to pump up to the river.
The stormwater tank and the tunnel that runs into it took 13 years to build. This giant underground cavity captures the rainfall runoff in this region to reduce the flow downstream into Tokyo. So, Professor, why is this facility needed?
This facility mainly needed for preventing the inundation of this community area, but eventually these gathered water actually from the 5 rivers go to the Tokyo, so reducing the flow to the Tokyo, so eventually preventing the Tokyo flooding. So
in a time of very heavy rainfall in this area, in Saitama, which is north of Tokyo, the authorities basically open up the channels here and fill this place up like a bathtub to prevent that water moving towards Tokyo. Is that right?
Yes.
Professor Kawamura says the overall amount of annual rainfall in and around Tokyo hasn't changed much over the years, but the nature of the rainfall has, meaning more and more episodes of heavy downpours, which can dump more than 50 millimetres of rain on the city in an hour. Do you see that change in more episodes of torrential rain, is that to do with climate change?
Yeah, they say, but no specific evidence, but probably, yes, high chances.
And they also talk about an effect that happens in Tokyo in the summer months, particularly called the heat island effect. Can you explain what that means?
Yes, okay. The past 100 years in the world, 0.7 degree increase per 100 years. But in Japan, 1.1 degrees increase the past 100 years. However, in Tokyo, the increase is 3 degrees.
Really?
So the difference around 2 degrees are due to maybe the heat island effect.
Wow, look at this enormous cavity. It's like a big concrete cylinder, and I hesitate to ask, but how deep is that down there?
This shaft is 70 meters deep and 30 meters diameter.
Wow.
And Statue of Liberty is completely inside this hole.
Professor Kawamura and I are now travelling to central Tokyo to see another part of the underground river that's still under construction. Another huge structure. It's a 10 metres in diameter, is that right? And do you know how long does it run?
どのぐらいありますか? 3.2 kilometers.
3.2 kilometres all the way down there. Tokyo's underground river system is nothing short of awesome, but it didn't come cheaply.
Altogether, the two sites we visited have cost about $2.3 billion US.
So above us here, we've got quite a lot of residential areas around us.
Yes, very prone area, but inundation and damage is much because properties are concentrated in this area.
So this is obviously a decision that's been taken in Tokyo to build this underground river system at an enormous cost, but it was critically needed in Tokyo.
Yeah, critically needed in Tokyo.
He says other cities can learn from Tokyo's lead. Instead of responding to flood damage every rainy season, the city has spent the money to prevent the flooding before it happens.